It's not the meeting that makes you quiet. It's the math. You wake up, check your account, do the subtraction before your feet hit the floor. Rent, utilities, insurance, minimum payments. That number left over? That's your courage budget. And for most people, it's dangerously thin. We tell ourselves confidence is a personality trait, that some people are bold and others are not. But what if confidence is just liquidity? The financial floor no one talks about. There's a difference between being employed and being secure. The organization United Way tracks something called the ALICE survival budget: asset limited, income constrained, employed. It calculates the bare minimum required to function as a single adult in the United States. Not thrive, not travel, not upgrade your kitchen, just survive. In much of the country, that number sits roughly between $2,300 and $2,800 per month, which means something important. If $3,000 arrives in your account every month, whether you work or not, your survival is no longer negotiable. That's not luxury, that's a floor. The scarcity tax on your brain. In 2013, researchers published a study in Science showing that financial scarcity measurably reduces cognitive performance, equivalent to losing about 13 IQ points, not metaphorically, measurably. They tested the same individuals under financial strain and after financial relief. Same people, different money situation, different mental capacity. Scarcity doesn't reveal weakness, it consumes bandwidth. Now layer in stress biology. Chronic financial strain elevates cortisol, your body's stress hormone, over long periods. Elevated cortisol increases risk aversion. Think about that. The people who most need upward mobility are biologically nudged toward caution. That's not a character flaw, that's chemistry. Two workers, same salary, different reality. Imagine two professionals, Daniel and Ryan. Both earn $75,000 a year. Same city, same job title, same office. Daniel has $15,000 in savings and zero passive income. Ryan spent 8 years quietly building assets, dividend ETFs, a small rental, a modest digital product tied to his expertise. Ryan generates $3,200 per month outside his job. Now put them in the same scenario. Their manager schedules a vague check-in. Daniel calculates risk. Ryan evaluates options. Daniel hears, "Don't disrupt stability." Ryan hears, "If this doesn't work, I'll pivot." The difference isn't personality, it's runway. Why $3,000 is a strategic number. According to the Federal Reserve, roughly 37% of adults cannot cover a $400 emergency with cash. The median household holds surprisingly modest liquid savings. Most Americans are operating without a meaningful financial buffer. So $3,000 per month in passive income isn't about retiring early. It's about moving from fragility to optionality. It converts job loss from catastrophe to inconvenience, car repair from crisis to expense, market volatility from panic to opportunity. That shift compounds in ways most people underestimate. The investing behavior gap. During the March 2020 market collapse, many investors sold to cover expenses. That reaction is understandable, but data from Dalbar shows that poor timing decisions cost average investors roughly 1.5 to 2% annually over long periods. Not because they're irrational, because they're exposed. If your rent depends on your portfolio, you don't have an investment strategy, you have a stress response. A financial floor allows compounding to continue uninterrupted, and uninterrupted compounding is where wealth is actually built. How a floor changes behavior. When Stockton ran a basic income experiment providing $500 per month to residents, recipients were more likely to move into full-time employment than the control group. Financial stability didn't reduce ambition, it improved decision quality. That's consistent across multiple universal basic income trials globally. When survival is secured, energy shifts from defense to growth. Building the 3,000 line. Now let's remove fantasy. At a 4% yield, $3,000 per month requires roughly $900,000 invested. That sounds distant, so the realistic path is hybrid. Dividend growth ETFs over time, real estate with conservative cash flow, income-producing skills, courses, licensing, niche digital assets, reinvestment of all surplus. Not viral, not glamorous, not fast, but systematic. The first $100 per month in passive income changes how you think. The first $500 changes how you react. At $1,500, your stress profile shifts. At $3,000, survival is no longer your daily concern. And once survival is removed from the equation, identity expands. What this is really about. This is not about beaches. It's not about quitting. It's about negotiating from strength. It's about disagreeing in meetings without calculating rent in your head. It's about making career decisions based on trajectory, not fear. Morgan Housel writes that the highest dividend money pays is control over your time. Control requires a floor. And for many households in 2026, that floor sits around $3,000 per month. Not because it makes you rich, because it makes you stable. The real question isn't, can I retire on $3,000? It's, what version of myself would show up if I wasn't financially cornered? Start with the floor. The ceiling can wait.